What is going on with your camera right
My
now?
camera has a mind of its own, guys. It has a mind of its own. So shout out to my whole community that came through and got me this Ozbot. It's not sponsored. Ozbot Tail 2. This camera is so awesome. I look so crisp, but it has a mind of its own because now it is following me wherever I go.
Represent, gotta do it hella big, had to run it back again, get light it up. Gotta do it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back. Did you miss me? And welcome back to the Marvel Snapcast. I'm gonna take a good guess now because he didn't tell me before we started. So episode 99.
You did
Let's
it.
go.
You did it. 99.
Episode 99. Welcome, y'all. We got a great show today. That new intro's fire. We got review Infinity Ultron, review Toxy Doxy. We could have found a better name for her, but hey, preview Strange Supreme, our OTA wish list, The Crown 3. Comments from our fans, of course. I love it. Let's go. I am your co-host, the top 5 best snappers in the world. Cino, because I snapped that hot fire, you heard? And I rep that power on all day. Let's go. Y'all rocking with the best. And of course, my other co-host, the infinitiest player out there. Let's go. The king of all variants. He got every variant in the game.
Every variant?
Every variant. Let's go. The super tech god. And even though he ain't here, you know what I mean? We still gonna represent the boy. It's Guest Gaming, the king of the Epic Sax Party, and the brainiac of the crew. Of course, he not here right now. I don't know where they got him in Brazil. I think he's locked down somewhere. They got him in the dungeon somewhere.
We got the question down below. Where's Guest Gaming?
Where is Guest Gaming?
The person that can let us know, we give you guys a wonderful gold pass. So let's know down in the comments below. Where is?
It's like where's Waldo, right? You got to find It's Guest Gaming. Where is he?
100%. Man,
shout out to Guest, man. We miss you, man.
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
a lot of people have been looking for you. You know, comments every week. Where's Cino at? Cino left. Cino mad. Guys, Cino's here now. Cino, you can tell
here.
them.
I'm back. Did you miss me? They're actually rebooting that. If you didn't know, they're bringing that back.
Oh, that's Hill
show. Yeah, facts. But yes, I'm back, y'all. Let's go. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, man. Give him a hug, guys. Give him a hug.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Let's go.
All right, that's right. So let's get right into it, guys. I know it's been a minute. I know you guys happy to see Cino's face, but we got to talk about some awesome things in Snap. As you mentioned before, Infinity Ultron is here, guys. This is the most anticipated card this season. A lot of people were hyped for this card, including myself and It's Guest Gaming. If you saw, we both gave it a platinum to close to double platinum. We think this card is going to be epic. I still feel that way. Now, I know a lot of people, even content creators, feel this card is meh. It needs a buff. I think we all feel the same way when Thanos came out. We all felt the same way when Ajax came out. We all felt the same way when these other cards came out. We thought it was very meh. All right, now Thanos got buff, nerf, buff, back. You know what I mean? Back and forth. But it wasn't until the wonderful Ordinary Harry came out to New York for the Creator Clash that we held. And he used Thanos and went undefeated with it. It's not until people saw that, like, oh shoot, Thanos is really a great card. So you look at Infinity Ultron. I know it's going to take some time to get there. I understand. I feel his stones should probably be different costs, depending on the skill. It should be 3, and anything less, it should be 2 or 1. Not just have them all be 3 costs. So hopefully that happens in the future. I still stand by my wonderful rating, which I'm going to give it definitely a platinum card. I think it is still a great card. Cino, how do you feel about Infinity Ultron?
I feel confused because you just told me a bunch of stuff that was wrong with it, and then you gave it a platinum rating. That's very confusing because from what you said to your rating, there's a difference there. There's like it's like a gold. I don't know from what you were explaining. All right. So from what I see, I agree with you. The fact that the stones are a high cost make it a little hurtful for curve and things like that into play. So I agree with you. It needs to be a variation of 1 to 3. You know what I mean? Depending on the value
ability
of
of
the
it.
card. Yeah.
Correct.
The value of what it does. So I agree. I'm gonna go that Infinity Ultron is a gold.
Okay.
I don't think it's a platinum. I think it has potential to be platinum if they start changing it to variations of throughout the costs. You know what I mean? But I think the stones could be cracked with that change. So I'm gonna give it a gold.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, because some of the stones do cool things. Like one of the stones allow you to reactivate your honor veil, so it happened twice. It's kind of like a wong, right? So I think maybe that stone stays at 3. The stone that
because
doubles his power,
the value of that.
The stone that doubles his power should probably be a 2, and then the stone that brings the lowest opponent's card to its lane should be a 1, right? So they go 3 of the stones already. Now just figure out the other 3.
Yeah.
But I hear you. I hear you. I helped you guys out second dinner. There you go. So when you guys make that change in OTA, then we heard it here first.
Yeah,
that's
he
awesome.
definitely hit the nail on the head with that. Changing the variation of cost is gonna help that card a lot.
Correct. And then at some point they might have to nerf it, right? Because they're like, this is way too
powerful. Because the double the armor like just all that stuff is just cracked, bro. Now if it was reasonably cost, it would be even more OP. So yeah, I could see a nerf coming. I could see some changes happening.
Facts. All right. So on to the next card that came out this week. Due to high voltage, we have the one and only Toxy Doxy. Now, this card is an honor veil.
Horribly named. Let's just call it what it is.
It is Toxy, Toxy Doxy. It is an honor veil. Give 2 cards in your hand plus 2 power. Now, you can't play them the next turn. So
wait. I'm sorry, I missed that. Say that again. Say that again for the people.
For the people. It is an honor veil. You guys should see it at the top right. It is an honor veil. It gives 2 cards in your hand plus 2 power, but you cannot play them next turn. So this card goes great with Infinite, right? Because you can't play Infinite anyway. But what sucks is you gotta play this card.
Player in the game.
You're gonna have to play this card on turn 4 with probably another card, right? So my mind when I get this card, because I haven't gotten it yet, I am playing high voltage. That's the only way you can get it. I'm a big fan of high voltage. I'm very shocked to see a lot of people give high voltage some real bad comments in this past month. They're like, oh, high voltage is back again. They should do this, do that. They don't like the mode. I'm just like, that's very odd because this is a mode where you can get a free card, a free variant, a bunch of free crap, and it's shorter than playing Ladder or Conquest. I don't know. Listen.
Yeah, I think it's guys, way better than Sanctum Sanctorum or Deadpool's Diner or anything like that.
Correct. Now I get it. They compared it to those two and they're like, oh, that's way more strategic. And I understand that, right? This is more of a just go in and play big cards and have fun. But we need those modes, right? I think Sanctum and Deadpool have its lane and High Voltage have its lane. And I think more people have more fun with High Voltage. So again, guys, in the comments down below, let us know what you think, because do you guys like High Voltage coming back 2 months back to back? Or do you guys prefer High Voltage to come every 6 months? Either way, Toxy Doxy is the card that you get by playing High Voltage. And once I get the card, I mean, the rating I'm going to give it right now, because I think it's great in certain lists. It is a 2-1, so it works out very well for the, Deadpool decks, you know what I mean? And those other cards, well, maybe not Deadpool, but those decks like Surfer, those decks like Infinite She-Hulk, right? That's what I'm thinking about. You play her, of course, on turn 4 with She-Hulk and Infinite in your hand. You play her with Psylocke, so now you get that extra energy. So come turn 6, because you're going to skip 5 anyway. Come turn 6, you could play a 12 power She-Hulk and a 22 power Infinite, right? Here's the buff that Infinite needed. So that's my take on Toxy Doxy. I'm going to give this card definitely in the gold range, maybe double silver gold. I haven't gotten it yet, but that's what I think. I'm going to have some fun playing her in that type of a list, or also playing her in Surfer, because if I get hit the Brood on turn 2 or hit Sebastian Shaw, I can't play those cards until 5 and 6 anyway. So why not just have her have that ability to do so? So that's my take on it. It's definitely a gold rated card. So how you feel about Toxy Doxy?
I think you were going in the right direction. I think double silver was where you should have landed. Just for now, it doesn't sound impressive at all. It doesn't sound like something I'm dying to go pick up. You can, in my opinion, pass on Toxy Doxy, because it just feels like something it's very minimal.
Pass, but you guys can get it for free by just playing High Voltage. So it's not like you have to use tokens.
So, hey, if you like High Voltage, you want to sit there and play, and I don't think the lure is Toxy Doxy, though. I don't think they're playing High Voltage to get Toxy Doxy. I just
again that black ball.
I don't think if you're trying to climb on a ladder right now, I don't think you waste your time in high voltage for Toxy Doxy. I just don't. I love high voltage. I love the mode, but I think you have more important things to do, like trying to climb, and I wouldn't waste my time trying to get, kill myself and getting Toxy Doxy when I need to get these rings.
Infinite.
It just doesn't sound like a useful amount of my time for that type of card. I'm just saying, like, there was other cards that were more impactful. I think they kind of slipped in a lemon for us. They were like, here's Toxy Doxy.
Here's Toxy Doxy.
Yeah, take this whole Toxy Doxy, and it's the reward. Oh, look, it's kind of like if you call it something shiny, everybody wants it. So if you went and you got Toxy, good job. If you're climbing or you just don't have the time, don't fret. It's not worth killing yourself. I wouldn't OD on Toxy Doxy here. It's a very tool of a card.
And if you guys see the ticker down below, snap packs are coming at the end of the month, right? We're 9 days away. So if you don't get Toxy Doxy with high voltage, as my daughter's excited about snap packs,
I hear,
if you look at the snap packs, probably purchase them with your tokens, and might get lucky to get Toxy Doxy that way. So it's really up to you guys. I prefer going the free route, putting that time to get the free card. But as Sino said, if you have other things, better things to do, like play Conquest or Ladder, that's what should be your focus. So I totally get that. Then we go on to our next card, and that is the one and only Strange Supreme. Now, this is also another high anticipated card this season, because Strange Supreme does something that's pretty unique. Now, I know we talked about this game turning into Yu-Gi-Oh! So let's kind of really break down this card the best way we can. So Strange Supreme to the Shadow Realm.
So exactly. That's exactly what this fucking game is turning into.
Strange Supreme is a 2/2 that gains +2 power from merging. Now, at the end of the turn, merge one of your created cards into this. So I'm going to break it down a little bit more so our listeners can actually understand, because our wonderful viewers can see it up top there.
See my face.
Yeah, so you saw see this. So it gets +2 power from merging. So at the end of every turn, if you have a created card in the lane with it, it merges with it and gets +2 power. So it absorbs that card.
A created card.
A created card. So if you think about cards like Demon, cards that Agent Coulson, those cards, right? Agamotto, cards
Iron
that
Patriot, stuff like that.
Iron Patriot, stuff like that. Yeah. So when you play it in the lane with this card, at the end of the turn, it merges and get +2 power. Now, I don't know about the Infinity Stones from Thanos or even Ultron, but if the ones from Thanos considered created cards, this would be pretty good, because then now you have something to clear up the stones with, right? To give you more space and give this Doctor Strange +2 power for each stone that you put in the lane with it, right?
I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna get away with that.
I really believe it does. Comments let me know down below. Does this card merge with
trying to cheat out here in these streets?
Because if it does, I'm telling you right now, I would definitely become a Thanos player, because now you get to keep the Power Stone and the Soul Stone if you need to somewhere else to protect your Thanos, buff your Thanos to 22 power. But all the other crappy stones, shove them in the lane with this card, and guess what? Thank you. 20, 2/4, 2/6, 2/8. Like, that's just crazy, right? So it's something to think about. You guys let me know down in the comments below. I should have done my research. I was thinking about it, but I was like, even if it doesn't do the stones, there are plenty of other what they call hand buff cards, right? That you can utilize. That come on, hand buff, pause. You know it's called hand buff. Stop it right there. It's a bunch of hand buff cards that you can utilize to go ahead and feed Doctor Strange, or Strange Supreme, rather. So for me, how I'm going to rate this card for next week, I'm going to say this card, or this week rather, I'm going to say this card gets a wonderful double gold for me.
A double gold.
Double gold. So, how do you feel about Strange Supreme?
A double gold. I'm trying to see if I agree with you. I don't. I think I'm going to go gold.
Okay. I mean, I see the potential. And like I said, back in Thanos, because you use Killmonger to get rid of the stones to free up space. If this works with the stones, this is definitely a double gold. But go ahead.
I think I'm going to stay. Read the description to me again. I'm sorry. We don't have it. I don't have it here in front of me, guys.
That's fine.
what I'm telling him.
That's fine. Gain +2 power from merging.
Mm.
So at the end of the turn, merge
So does
one
it?
of your.
I want to better understand it. So does it merge every card that's in that lane
No,
together?
one
As long as
card,
it's
one
generated,
card,
as long as it's created.
one card every turn.
Only one card every turn.
Yes.
Okay,
So if
so
you
that's not
put,
bad.
you
So
put
kind of
three.
almost in that direction.
Yes. So if you put 3 cards in there, 3 created cards in the lane, it's only gonna pick one every
It's
turn.
just it's hard to see that. It's hard to see it really being worth anything special because you really have to generate those cards, right? And then it seems like a lot to go through. Like Tech was saying earlier, guys, I'm feeling Yu-Gi-Oh vibes here. It just very feels much like do this, do that, bring that, put that there, put that there. Yeah, it's too much for me, guys. You know what? I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh,
I'm
I'm definitely getting this card. Just again, just for Thanos. But my definitely most anticipated card is gonna be the card we talk about next week, which is the Hydro Stomper. We're not diving into that now. We'll leave that for next week. But you get
Stomper. That sounds crazy.
It is a move card, so you know how much I like move.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna have a good time with that.
Timmy,
yeah, Timmy, yeah, for sure. So before we go ahead and dive into the next topic, you're going to stick with this wonderful thing being a double silver. What would you give it?
I said gold.
Okay, gold, and I'm giving it double gold. All right.
Yeah.
So that's where we are on that level. Now, before we move on, I want to talk about this wonderful weekend. So again, guys. Sorry we couldn't get this podcast to you guys on Friday. A lot of things was happening, a lot of changes was going on between Cino, Guest, and myself. So I wanted to make sure we get you guys something on Monday as you guys are watching. But this is, of course, Easter weekend. So if you guys celebrate Easter, from my family to yours, I'm going to tell you guys happy Easter. From the Snapcast, happy Easter. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what we're looking for because, of course, last week we didn't have any OTAs, but we are looking to discuss our OTA wonderful wish list. And for me, I know I spoke about this before. I'm not bringing up the Infinite. I'm still concerned or looking to bring a card back into the meta where she really belongs, and that is Shuri. I think Shuri needs to become an activate, or she needs to become a text that reads, when played, the next card that plays on her gets the buff, not the next card played.
So the next card played in this lane, it doubles its power. That's what you're looking for.
Correct. So even if, and I'm not even mad if you can play 2 cards in that lane, both cards get double the power. You get what I'm saying? Like, I won't be mad at that, right? I won't even be mad at that. Yes, because then you could definitely play that card and then skip your turn and then play.
I think you're asking for too much there.
I mean, but you see, a tad bit too much. Okay, the reason why I want this change so bad for Shuri is because she's a card that is very what's what we're looking for. Very predictable. So you know, if you play Shuri, you know your opponent has to play their next, and they're going to play a big card, and you can destroy it unless it's Nimrod, right? Shuri is only good in Nimrod lists now because of that problem. Unless you can armor Shuri, then do your thing. But with Taskmaster being a 6 cost, and everybody else knows what's going to happen next, Shuri just isn't it anymore unless you're playing Nimrod. So for me to bring Shuri back in the meta, so she could be utilized with any card, I think give her this text ability or make her an activate and drop her cost to 3. Okay, so you make her 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, however you want to do it. You play on turn 3. So now you have those 3 turns that you can activate her or keep her 4 costs. I don't care either way. Make her an activate so that on that final turn, it's very unpredictable what's going to happen there, right? Because now your opponent has to think about, are they going to activate it on turn 5? Or are they going to activate it on turn 6? And that kind of gives a different feel and vibe to the game. Now, I know it could become overpowering, especially if they activate on turn 5, play the Red Skull, do some Taskmaster shenanigans. But you can still do that now anyway with her being on reveal. So what this does, it removes the Galactus fun play where you can play her with Wong and then move her out the lane and drop Galactus. That can no longer happen. But I really think Shuri's better than that. And I would definitely want to see a change come to Shuri in an upcoming OTA. So that's kind of my wish list on that end. On the nerf side of things, I think right now the most powerful archetype is the ones that afflict damage, the affliction archetype. So the screens, the bullseyes, those are the most dominant and overpowering archetype in the game. I'm not gonna dive too much into this.
He can't help himself.
Casino, me and Sino had a big time discussion / argument over this. I'm not diving too much into it. That's the nerf I want to see come to the OTAs, and the buff, I want to see cards like Shuri get love. Because think about it, if Shuri gets love, then nobody really gonna care about Scream. Because like, okay, yeah, go ahead, do your thing, Scream. Yeah, wait till my Shuri have a blast. What you gonna do now? Like, you know what I mean? So things like that I think needs to happen. As far as Infinite goes, I'm gonna save my reservations for Twitter and for Blue Sky. If Infinite does not get adjusted in the next OTA, be on the lookout for me posting every week changes to fix Infinite. Sina, what's your OTA wish list? I'm dead serious, guys. I am dead serious. That's what's going to happen.
Oh my god. He's not gonna be satisfied until they change that damn card. Oh my god. No. And then to comment on what you were saying, I do agree with the Shuri. Definitely needs something to change it up, give it some spice, because everybody isn't really playing Shuri due to predictability. Like you said, it is very prone to Shang-Chi or Shadow King or whatever strategic moves you may make, because you know exactly where you're going and what's coming next. So I agree with you big time on the Shuri. As my Mrs. walks in. The bullseye. That's the only one that that's the only one I'm saying I disagree with. Bullseye. I just don't think it's that bad. I think when we start doing these things, when we nitpick on certain things, right? Yeah. When we nitpick on certain things, like that was with the intent that it came out. Like let's stop changing everything just because we get a little frustrated with shit. Like that's my whole point. Like if that's the game, that's the point we're gonna do, change the whole game at this point. Like it's fine the way it is. I don't believe the affliction. Well, okay. I did say this to Tech. I said take the affliction away and the card is still valuable. So I would give you that. I would either take the affliction down a touch or take it away entirely, and I still think the card still has a ton of value. So that would be the change that I see going into Bullseye there. But I don't feel like it needs a change. I don't.
Okay. You don't feel that way, but as we all know, MODOK got a straight bullet in the last OTA because
I didn't feel like that was necessary either.
I know, but they did it because they felt that Bullseye was too powerful. So like just like they did with Hela, let's start nerfing the cards around, right? We nerf Hell Cow, we nerf this, we nerf that. Before we actually touch the card, that's the problem. So for me, I just feel anything's possible, maybe or not, but I understand exactly what you're saying. I still feel that it is overpowering, and Seconded knows that. Most of the community knows that. But again,
oh my god,
you guys, let me know in the comments down below.
We all know you, and you. We all know that you know what Seconded knows and doesn't.
No, that's not me. That's the other guy that's not here. Where is Guest Gaming? He probably in Seconded Studios right now.
Yes.
But guys, we are giving away a gold pass. Okay, I need you guys to leave me comments down below. I'm gonna pick a person and give you guys a gold pass. We have 2 giveaways here, 2 gold passes happening. Okay, the first one is, can you guys let us know where is Guest Gaming, and the second one is, how do you guys feel about Bullseye? Is he good? Does he need to be nerfed? Does he need to be buffed? Let us know in the comments down below. Is there anything else on your OTA wishes you want to discuss, buddy?
Oh yeah, I forgot. My bad. I forgot to cover my own.
That's fine. That's fine.
Sorry, I was a little distracted.
You know I care. Okay, guests will say I don't care, but I care because I could have went on to the next joint. And I said,
you guys almost got a feature from the little guy. He's running around here going crazy.
That's what's up. This is what we doing. This is what we doing on Sunday.
Yeah, these are the daytime streets. This is how it goes down.
Yes, exactly.
You get appearances from the kids. You get shout outs, all sorts of stuff. It's all right. You guys are in for treatments.
Correct.
My buff is going to be Lockjaw. All right, I'm all about bringing. Now I know you look surprised there, so I'm thinking that you thought I was gonna say Surfer, but I've been down that road. I've been down that road one too many times. Yes, exactly. You want to repeat Infinite? That's fine. You can go ahead and
try to beat
that dead horse as much as you can. What is going on with your camera right now?
Has a mind of its own, guys. It has a mind of its own. So shout out to my whole community that came through and got me this Ozbot. It's not sponsored. Ozbot Tail 2. This camera is so awesome. I look so crisp, but it has a mind of its own because now it is following me wherever I go. All right, I'm gonna fix that.
That's the creepiest shit I've ever seen in my life. What in the iRobot is going on right now?
Can't believe it did that. It just straight came out from out of nowhere.
Matrix
And it won't
is
stop.
going on.
Okay, here we go. There he is. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my
All right,
God.
we're fixed now, guys. We're back to the...
Wow.
Go ahead, Zeno. Say it.
Yeah,
What is your...
Oh, my goodness. My face hurts. That just threw me all the way off. We're being we're being taken over.
The AI is here.
Yeah. Okay, Lockjaw. I think Lockjaw caught the bullet for Thanos back in the day, right? We all know this.
Yes.
I feel like we need to bring that cost back down to a 3. Better for curve, makes Lockjaw relevant again. And I miss that old archetype of RNG style power. It really brought out Thor also. Like it was a way to just throw the hammer paws in there and just keep going. You got Beta Ray Bill, who I think him and Thor both just took a hit also when Lockjaw took the hit. I think they took strays and their value just wasn't the same anymore. So bringing Lockjaw back down to a 3, making him relevant and powerful, I think in this meta with all the power and abilities and everything every combinations that people are coming up with, I think Lockjaw will be perfect the way he was. Like, I don't think he's hindering anybody. And like I said before, it was basically hit because of Thanos and the things that the stones used to do back then. Now the stones were changed to pertain now to Thanos. But before, guys, they used to afflict energy power. They used to afflict on power. They used to discount cost. They used to but the time they used to move cards. They used to change the location, which I think they still do. But these things were hazardous to everybody in the game. Now these stones these stones pertain to Thanos. You know what I mean? Like that they work with Thanos now. It's not as bad as it was before. So bringing Lockjaw back down to a 3 cost, bringing value back to Thor and Beta Ray Bill in that card, a little pixie shenanigans. Like, oh, that's just so fun. I can't, and get that big power out there on the field early. That would just be great. So especially with Scar being increased, I think that also helps Scar in that energy cheat. So I just think that Lockjaw back to a 3 cost. What were you going to say, Kek?
No, I agree with you. I think Lockjaw was so much fun back in the day when you could do crazy things with it. Remember Lockjaw discard was a thing?
Yeah.
Remember that? Like it was such a fun thing. And I agree.
Hella Lockjaw. Yeah, facts.
That 3 costs was a thing. But I think putting it back to 3 costs, I mean, it should be good, but who knows? We don't know what the meta would change it to. But I do agree with you. I think Lockjaw would be great. And I think more people would play Lockjaw if you brought it back down to 3. And that's what Snap is all about, right? RNG?
Right. RNG.
I think you picked the perfect
it brings that
there.
archetype back.
Yeah.
Snap,
no, I love it.
Hard body. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Now,
guys, comments down below.
Facts. Now, as far as a nerf, I'll be honest with you. I don't have anything that particularly
I'm sure you don't.
comes to mind. I'm not a big nerf cards guy. I'm not at all. Not at all.
That's fine.
Anything to my mind. Can you suggest anything? Anything? Scream. See, the problem with that is Scream. If you take that down a notch, then it just kills the whole deck of Scream. Like there's really no point. Mill. You hate that Mill, boy.
Boy, those are the 2 archetypes I despise.
I think that could be probably taken down a notch. I do think it's not pleasant to have your whole fucking card list ripped away from you as you're playing and trying to get through the game. You got to deal with locations. You got to deal with your opponent, and now you got to deal with your opponent's fucking cheating ass stealing cards. Like, no offense to people who play Mill. I'm not as hateful towards Mill as he is, but it is. It is annoying to go against. It's one of those card lists that are.
It's just like I can't.
Yeah, the Baron Zemos, the Cables, the you know what I mean.
Gladiators.
Yeah, it can get frustrating. And then God forbid you're doubling up with Grandmaster in any type of way or Misery.
I'm about to say it. That's the worst.
That is the fucking worst, man.
But I do love playing high voltage with my big cards, and Gladiator will pull She-Hulk. Then their Grandmaster Gladiator, he pulls Infinite. I'm like, ha. So I play Mill in high voltage. Not yet. Yeah. Keep playing Mill in high voltage. I dare you.
Maybe something in the Sam Wilson deck to bring that. A
lot of people feel that way, but they already nerfed him, man.
Yeah, no. I don't think you need to nerf Sam Wilson particularly. I think you need to nerf something in that card list that's making it pop. because it is all over the meta. It's all you see. As soon as you start the game, the shield is right there on the field, ready for you, ready to, you know what I mean, to just know how that all goes down.
Card.
I'll give you guys credit though. I have seen different variations of that card list. It's never the same Sam Wilson. You know what I mean? Like there is a chunk that play the same, but like there are people that play different variations of the card. So shout out to y'all at least.
Excuse me. What sucks though is that they made that shield a 0 cost instead of a 1.
Yes.
So now playing it with Khazar and the
Surtur got killed.
And then
Call of City and not being able to be played on there is rough. I will say it took an avenue, especially in that Surtur deck, which putting Scar up to what is it, 7 now, and
7 power.
Then you took that 1 away from us, so we can't even get a 4/10. You know, there's a way to get 4/10s, but like you could play Star Brand. I don't want to get Star. You could play, but then you're giving your opponent 3 in each other location. So it's like it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation there. That's the type of things that get us. I don't know if it's balance or just
I think so, because now you're putting so much power down, so that 3 power in most cases don't matter because you're already smacking.
Is it balance or is it just
it's balance?
You know,
it's balance. I think it's
satisfying the cry. The
no. I think no. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about having the Surtur. I'm just talking about playing Star Brand. Being able to play a 3/10 power and putting 3 in other lanes,
but that's
very balanced.
That's fair.
That's what I mean.
That's fair. Yes,
as far as
but it's a downside, you know.
As far as the certain stuff goes, I'm glad you brought it up. We're going to talk about our next topic, and that is the one and only the Marvel Snap tournaments. All right, the crown, ladies and gentlemen, especially the crown.
Who's gonna be crown? Let's go.
If you guys don't know the history, I'm going to give you a brief introduction to this wonderful event that is hosted by the Power On crew. Myself and Sino were discussing, like we always do. We always talk about Snap, regardless if you see Sino put out content, I put out content, or whatever the case. We're always talking about Snap. We do enjoy the game. We love the game. We want to see the tournament scene get as big as we know it can be. We have done things at Brookland. You see me and Sino hold events in Brookland. You see us hold events on the Super Tech God Discord. You see us hold events on just, doing other different things. SnapCon, right? So we love the game and we know the competitive scene could be as big as it is. So we were driving around. I was driving around talking to Sino about, okay, I want to do an event that happens every odd month. That's for the community. How can we do this, right? Give it that gauntlet style where you have 5 rounds on one day and then top 8. What should we call it? The names that we came up with were hilarious. I told Sino, I want something that sounds prestigious and gladiator-like. And Sino said, what about the crown? Done. Say no more. That was it. The crown was born. We had our first crown event in the beginning of the year. We wanted to have it in January. Something came up at the end of January. I forgot what it was. So we had to put it at the beginning of February. And that event was phenomenal. Shout out to Binks, who saw the trailers. Everybody saw the trailers and wanted to be a part of it and casted the event. Sino and Perry casted day 1. And the winner of the first crown, Skada, our first champion, won with a Surtur deck. So Surtur was, again, looked at as, okay, all right, not too bad. But he ripped shopped, and then the next month, they had to nerf that card. So now we go into the Crown 2, which, again, had a great turnout. We had half than we had with the first one. The first one, we had 80 people. You didn't have to have Discord. This time, we recommend you have Discord because we're doing cool things with Top Deck. So we had 40 people show up. And that event was phenomenal. The second place person for the first one, Abra, ended up winning.
Let's go, Abra. Yep.
And that was awesome. And Abra won with a wonderful deck. It's a little bit different than the Skada. Yeah, different than Skada's.
Different than Skada's deck, correct.
His list was completely different compared to Skada. And he used the other list we just spoke about, and that's a bullseye list. So his bullseye list made him win the second crown. So you see the pattern here, right? The first crown, the most dominant deck, was the wonderful Surtur deck that got nerfed.
Yep.
And now the second crown winner is the bullseye deck, which needs the nerf. So this list consists of the card.
It doesn't need
the bullseye. It consists of the bullseye, Dakin, Frigga, and Modok.
You're hurt. Like it's just it's a great tool to use in discard. Why you want to hurt discard? I'll never understand. Like just let it be what it is.
Listen, I have no problem with discard. I love discard, but I just think that when there's OP, again, when we spoke about when it's too consistent for victories, it definitely needs to be a little bit tweaked. But nonetheless, that's a different conversation for a different time. We're not gonna get into that.
Right.
The nerf and buff. I'm just letting you know.
I can do this shit. We will go all day with this
we're not doing this. The champion Abra won with a bullseye list. So now we have 2 champions, the Crown 1, Skada, and the Crown 2, Abra. And now, guys, we have the Crown 3 happening on May 17th and May 18th. Leave a link to the Power On Discord below. Make sure you guys go to it. Go to the Crown section and register, guys. It's free to register. Right. We don't have a prize pool yet. It will be determined. But for now, sign up. It's free to enter. That's right. And make sure you guys get in the mindset to become the next Crown winner. This is putting Skada and Abra in a whole special place, especially in the Power On Discord, because our champions have their own little chat. They have their own little privilege for being a Crown winner. So go ahead and do your thing.
Is a champions club in the
100%? Yes.
In the Discord?
That's
shit. Here we go.
That's how we do. And who knows? As we continue to do this, who knows, at the end of the year, we might have a all-only Crown tournament where the prize pool might be so epic.
Like a battle of champions? Like the King of Kings?
Clash of the King. Yes, sir. Clash of the yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be awesome. So again, guys, the Crown is here every odd month in the Power On Discord. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. And a little spoiler, guys. If you were following us last year, you knew about the Juneteenth Tournament of Power, where Gaming with Flash X fought up against the wonderful Prashawn. And that final matchup was crazy.
Yes, it was.
And now, Juneteenth is coming up again, and we have the players ready to go ahead and put on a show. So we have the Crown in May, and we have Juneteenth Tournament of Power.
It's about to go down. I know my boy Prashawn is been dying to redeem himself from that whole Castle Zemo situation that popped off with him at the last Juneteenth.
That is correct.
And you know what? I'm looking at the date and I'm looking at the time, and you know what? You right. It's about that time where Juneteenth come up and we start having them shenanigans going. Let's go. I can't wait for that. But for right now, we trying to see who gets crowned. You heard? So
that's right.
Guys, don't forget, register, get in there. That's right. Do y'all thing, and stay focused. Get y'all card list ready and go for the goal, baby.
And you never know who's gonna be casting your match. All right, guys. So definitely check it out. It's gonna be a fun time. Now we go on to a wonderful end of our awesome podcast. Every end, we always go ahead and talk about the comments from our listeners.
Yeah, so we gotta talk to the people. Let's go.
And I'm gonna go through the last episode. We had about 16 comments. It was me and guests talking about the OTAs,
just ignore the 25 comments of where we want Cino. You don't have to tell those.
We have a lot of those.
You don't have to read those on.
We definitely
I don't want anybody to feel bad. I don't want so let's not read those.
We also have a comment here that basically says, I didn't know there was a podcast until last week when I happened to catch the live podcast on Twitch. That was for my partnerversary stream.
That's right. They didn't book me for that.
They said they watched my variant video every week and didn't know. So I made sure my last variant video, because I do show the thumbnail for the podcast in my variant videos. So I understand they didn't see it, but every video now I go, hey guys, check out the podcast. We have a podcast. So shout out to our wonderful new listener. I told them, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for the support for my weekly variant videos, and also now for the podcast. Now, on to our next comment we have. I thought I commented already, but Bishop needs to be a 3-3 to compete with the current 3s and stay relevant. He should be treated as an inverse hit monkey in bounce. So Bishop got a buff. He went to 3-2 from a 3-1.
Okay.
And we had a discussion about it, and I'm like, who cares? Bishop is still going to be played in bounce only. I'd rather him be a 3-1 because it goes great with Ravonna, but as they mentioned here, it should be a 3-3. So I totally get that. Then we go to our next card, our next comment here, and this one is ongoing cards that makes each in your hand count as 2? Question mark. This is totally going to be a deck with Viper and Ronin if this existed. So the question that we had, or the comment we had, we talked about Kahari. Now Kahari She gives +2 or +1 power to cards on the field.
+2? No.
+2, yeah, +2, I think. Depending on how many cards, they'll correct us down in the comments. You already know.
Yeah,
Depending
absolutely.
on how many cards you have in your hand. So my comment to guess was, this card to me is like a silver, because this is not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where we can have unlimited cards. And if we had a card that gave us more cards in our hand,
it is
it would
+1.
make sense. Right. So it's +1. So the max you can get is 7, right? Because you only have 7 cards, but you're playing Kahari, so it's going to be 6, right? So it's a very, in 9 out of 10 times you play Kahari, you only have 5 to 4 cards in your hand. So I'd rather play Gwenpool on Wong or Nakia on Wong than play Kahari. So Guess said, what if we had a card that was ongoing that made every card in your hand +2? Act as +2 in your hand. I said that'd be great, because now Kahari gets a buff, and that now becomes a great card, I think, in the meta. So second dinner again, get us a card that's ongoing that gives us the ability to have our 1 card in our hand as 2, and I think we should be fine.
I like it. I like it.
We have another one. Next time they release a roadmap, they should do a panel video like they did for the snap packs and talk about it. Leave nothing up for interpretations, just talk. And that was pretty good. Shout out to Guest Gaming for being the host of that wonderful snap packs video, because I do like that type of style. Just like other devs that have roadmaps video where they talk and answer questions, I think that's something Second Dinner should continue to do. Second Dinner is a company that is, open, and they do say what they have to say, but it's mostly in text form. People don't like to read. They like to see. So yeah. I think that Snap Packs video was great. Shout out to Guest Gaming. Yes, I do. I just read fast. Binks and
or half read.
Lauren Whatevs and Nina. Shout out to you guys, of course.
Yes. Shout out to y'all. I think it's the transparency that people want as far as the roadmap goes. They want to be able to see what's coming and prepare. So I agree with the people.
Oh, Matt. Matt was his name. That's right. That's because the reason why I know it's Matt's name, because this other comment says, I said it once and I'll say it again. Second Dinner ain't nerfing Scream, because that's Matt's favorite deck. And that's funny enough. That is Matt's favorite deck. I think that's the deck that Guest took to go to Infinite. So yeah, Scream might not get.
It's a good card. That's what I'm saying.
It might not get adjusted because that is Matt's.
They've already done things to Scream. That's why they're not going to do anything else. They've done things to the card around Scream. So I think that's all there.
And then, of course, our favorite friend Stalker with the every variant comment said, I'll get it just because I get cards, but Ultron is going to be mid at best. So depending on what the people are saying, Stalker was kind of right. The Ultron card is coming up as mid. But nonetheless, guys, if you want your comments read and you want to talk more about it, all you got to do is leave a comment down below. Like I said, we are doing 2 Gold Pass giveaways. Let us know what you guys think. And of course, we'll bring up your comment in the next video. Now,
that's right.
One from Fighter Champ. He said, forget 5-5. Put Devil Dino back to 3-0, especially with Sweet Ravonna. Dino's biggest weakness is if you put him out on 5, it often gets hit by Shang-Chi or an Enchantress on 6. Give us a chance to do it on turn 6 and slam with it. I like that idea.
I like that idea.
In the beta, it was a 3-0 in the beta. You can play
that idea.
Dino and Moon Girl at a time in the beta on the same turn, and that was crazy.
That would be cracked.
Devil Dino being a 3-0 would be so crazy.
Yeah, that would be cracked.
And Ravonna.
You got Iron Patriot out now. You got Vicky Hand to help you out there. Collector, all that stuff. I'm for that. I like that deck pose.
All right, so there you go. That's the comments, guys. Again, we appreciate you guys listening. Leave some comments down below. We are giving away 2 Gold Passes.
Talk to us, people. We want to hear from you.
And again, we're going to get this all situated out where we have all 3 of your favorite members back on the podcast.
It's feeling like you guys can't afford all 3 members. It's feeling like Snapcast is low in budget, and we can only afford 2 members at a time.
Guys, you guys want to see a Sino guest podcast, right? Can Tech take a break? Can Tech go on vacation and take a break? And we see a Sino guest podcast for 2 weeks. We can't see for the next one because the next one is our 100th episode. Guys.
Woo, 100th
episode. So we're gonna do something awesome. We're gonna do something big, and we're gonna discuss whatever changes that are gonna come or may not happen for the next episode. So again, thank you guys for being here. Make sure you guys follow all the socials down below. Myself, Guest, and Sino. Again, if you guys want this cool merch, check out supertechgod.com. You gotta go far. supertechguy.com.
Camera move.
You guys want the link to this awesome camera? Okay, it froze. It went back to normal. I'll leave a link to this camera down below as well.
Oh my God.
And again, last before we leave, if you guys are going to PAX East this wonderful May, let us know. You might be surprised. You might run into somebody that you know what I mean.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. All right. Thanks again, guys, for listening. Sino, anything you want to say before we head out for the wonderful people?
Where's Guest Gaming now? Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Yeah, I can't wait until next week. Let's go. Top 5, baby.
Peace.